I see El Carajo, and I almost passed out. We never knew that we were gonna come out of this. And now look at it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Film Insight channel. In today's video, we're gonna discuss some renovations made on Bar Rescue that were incredibly heartwarming. So, sit back, relax, and without further ado, let's get straight into the content, guys. We're starting things off with RJ's Replays. In the 27th episode of the 6th season, RJ's Replays, a bar from Tucson, Arizona, was featured. Richard McClelland purchased the bar in 2011, and at the time that this episode was taped, he had owned the business for around 7 years. To make the purchase, McClelland had a sizable loan of $700,000 from his parents and had invested another $100,000 of his own. Once an incredibly successful establishment, due to his poor management skills, the bar went downhill. The burden of the loss was taking a toll on his relationship with his wife, Christy. Later on, Taffer is joined by mixologist Ashley Clark and chef Jason Santos to help save the bar. While McClelland appears to buy shots for his customers, the staff also looks visibly drunk. When the two spies Taffer sent in ordered their drinks, this is what happened.
What do you recommend for draft beer?
We have the ale, something easy.
All right, I'll try that one.
You want to try that one? How about you?
And I will just have a dirty martini.
Kind of warm. Well, I think it would be good if it was cold. I just think it's got a weird... But hopefully it's dirty enough for you.
Okay.
That's probably not dirty enough.
When they were handed the menu card, this is what Chef Santos had to say.
I don't know, let's order some appetizers too.
Oh, there's more on the back.
Like my eyes don't know where to look.
It looks like a pretty big menu for such a failed operation. And makes you wonder, Chef, how many of those items do they not even have?
Or how much is just sitting around waiting to be sold?
Despite owing thousands of dollars to his parents and almost being on the brink of bankruptcy, McClelland continued to offer free drinks to his friends. The only person who was struggling to keep things together was bartender Clarissa. But when it was time to stand up for her, this is what McClelland did.
I can't have 5 minutes.
Why?
Because you.
What did I do? Bring it, girl.
You got mad at me because I cut Chip off. You said you need the gross.
I need the gross.
Guess what, though? Chip isn't buying. Ricky is. I'm not cutting Ricky the
Or
off.
how they drink it. They
He
need the
scared
money
off
in the
2
bank.
girls, Rich. And then he was trying to go to the bar and scare off more.
Taffer barges in to confront McClelland. Take a look at what he said.
Mr. Correct Manager, Mr. Engaged, Mr. Protect Your Staff, Mr. Be Responsible, Mr. Sober. How drunk are you right now?
I'm not sober.
How much money did you lose this month?
20,000.
You're buying drinks for people with your mommy's money, not yours, Mr. Big Shot. What the is up with you?
When the reality of the situation sinks in, McClelland starts sobbing uncontrollably. During the staff meeting, Taffer decides to call out Christy. Take a look at what happened.
What's your name?
Christy,
And what do you do here, Christy?
I bartend.
How come you're not telling me that you're Rich's wife?
You didn't ask. I don't consider myself a bar owner.
You certainly drink like a bar owner. This guy's hysterical crying, and you're smiling and having a cocktail. What the hell kind of wife is that?
One, I guess.
So you're a bar owner and a wife. Good for you.
The following day, Taffer meets Bill and Norma, McClelland's parents, who had invested their entire retirement into the bar. And this is what they had to say.
Why do you keep doing this?
I know historically he's run clubs profitably. I'm not sure why it's not now.
I took that prior business from 110,000 a month to almost 3 million.
If you were successful, you can be successful again.
During the stress test, Taffer could see why things are falling apart. The bartenders seemed to have things in order, but the kitchen was lagging behind. 30 minutes later, food was left unattended on the counters. Take a look at some of the disastrous moments from the stress test.
This is the wrong one. Yes, it is. Dump it out.
You haven't ordered, nobody's come up.
So they haven't even ordered food yet. So the kitchen is crashing, the bar is disorganized, nobody is served in there. You're paralyzed.
Still, the first ticket has not left the kitchen. There's food in the window, the tickets are falling out of the printer, nobody's even come over to check on them, no manager in sight.
How long has it been?
28 minutes right now.
Not one item's come out of the kitchen. Nobody knows this. Who the hell is running this place?
When Taffer tries to question McClelland, this is what he did.
Who the hell is running this place? Go ahead. Whatever you gotta do, do it. Don't cry. Take a deep breath and do something.
McClelland had massively failed the stress test. Taffer later changed the name from RJ's Replays to the Frozen Cactus and updated a ton of other things in the bar. Take a look at some of the modifications he made.
Oh my goodness.
McClelland couldn't express how good he felt. The sales at the Frozen Cactus went up by 30% 6 weeks later. Taffer had saved the bar and by doing so, had prevented McClelland from sinking into depression. The owners did retain the Frozen Cactus moniker and all the other modifications. And that is exactly why the Frozen Cactus is still open to this day and taking orders. It has a 4.7 star rating on Facebook and 4.0 stars on Google reviews. Moving on to the next entry, Barley's Pop, Saloon and Grill. In the 12th episode of the 6th season, a business called Barley Pop Saloon and Grill from Las Vegas was featured. Chris Woodbury owned the bar, but that's all he really did. He did nothing to help improve the bar, nor did he put in any effort into managing the staff. After 6 years of being in business, Woodbury had given up on trying to save it. Taffer is joined by chef Ryan Scott, mixologist Sean Ford, and a radio host named Todd Michaels to spy on the bar. In regards to the staff, Paige was the manager/head bartender, and Johnny, Carrie, Carmela, and Justin were the bartenders. They all wished good things for Woodbury despite his lack of interest in the bar, since he's a crucial part of whether or not they get paid. Later, when the bartenders served the spies their drinks, this is how he reacted.
Whoa.
I shook it, it's the ice.
Although the kitchen at the bar was not in use, when the spies ordered food, this is what happened.
I'm not a cook. I do not want to talk to anybody at all, so don't come back here.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do this at all. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
Justin came back to inform the spies that the sliders weren't available for the night, and they instead ordered some chicken tenders. But where exactly were they gonna cook this? Just take a look at the condition of the kitchen.
The fryer baskets have either rust or buildup of food that has turned into mold that has dried out. There's no action going on. They're ignoring the kitchen.
Amber, Woodbury's fiance, who shares a child with him, jumps into action to save the day and prepares the order. But take a look at the owner who could barely stand on his own 2 feet. Due to a potential health hazard, Chef Scott enters the kitchen to confront Amber and stops her before she could serve the order.
You're gonna serve this, are you?
It's cold. Look, because of the fryer temperature. See how they're greasy? Don't serve it. Don't serve it. I'm not gonna let you serve this. Here, I'm not gonna let you serve this. If you'll eat this, then we'll serve it. Yeah?
Oh, you're gonna piss me off.
If you can serve this food, this is what you're taking, my friend, and putting in food.
This right here.
Amber feels overwhelmed and starts to cry, while Woodbury acts like he doesn't care. When Taffer sits them down for a quick chat, this is what happens.
I understand you and Amber are engaged.
Yes, we have a child together.
A 3-year-old.
Almost 3 years old.
And you don't seem like you're fighting for it. You seem like you freaking gave up.
Amber, I love you with...
Not enough to help her in the kitchen, though. You don't love her that much. Do you believe he represents stability for you and your child? Can you count on him for you and your child?
When Taffer meets up with the staff to investigate things further, they reveal that Woodbury has never helped out at the bar and that he was burdened emotionally by his past. Apparently, Woodbury had lost his wife and stepson and still struggles to come to terms with it. He resorted to heavy drinking, and his addiction led to the downfall of his business. During the stress test, Amber and Woodbury were absent. He finally makes it to the bar after speaking with Justin and Amber. Overwhelmed with the burden of stress, Amber suffers a panic attack and is sent to the hospital. Despite the owner's absence, the staff puts up a great show and tried to keep up with all the orders. However, there was one problem. Take a look at what happened.
Who has gotten drinks but hasn't paid for them? So we might want to collect some money, guys. So how do you remember who owes you what?
I've been starting tabs for people.
Okay, so show me who hasn't paid. Show me her tab. Show me her tab. How about her tab? So you're full of there's no tabs, are there?
The stress test was halted, but Taffer finally had some clarity. The staff did have potential, but because of mismanagement and the missing owners, the bar was doomed to fail. To address these issues, Taffer first starts by doing this.
Wow, is there a lot of drama in this rescue. Obviously, Amber can't deal with the stress of this situation. And while she's off getting help, I want to spend some time with Chris and make sure that he gets professional help.
I'd like to talk to you to see if we can't find some ways to help you process that grief and then not have to depend upon alcohol. I think it's a good first step if you're interested.
Yeah, I'm in.
Meanwhile, Amber is discharged from the hospital and Taffer's team continues with training the staff. Take a look at some of the renovations Taffer's team made. The bar was renamed to the Barley Saloon, and this was Woodbury's reaction.
I like the sign, I like the color, it's beautiful. I'm super excited. I can't wait to get inside.
After the show, Woodbury went back to using the original name, and within 6 months, the bar failed a roach infestation inspection. However, Woodbury seemed to come to terms with his situation and took better control of his business. Although it has a 3.5-star rating on Yelp and a 4.4-star rating on Google Reviews, what's important is that Barley Pops is still open to this day. Moving on to our next entry, Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill. In the 5th season, a bar in Denham Springs, Louisiana called Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill was featured. This time, it wasn't poor management or careless owners, but the bar suffered at the hands of Mother Nature. The infrastructure of the bar was entirely damaged and Bar Rescue had to spend almost $750,000 to restore it. Because the menu at the bar was so well liked, Taffer only introduced a few new specials. Owner Mike O'Neill claimed that the bar made $1.9 million in revenue in 2015, which sadly came crashing down after the flood. O'Neill's hands were tied and he was in quite the dilemma. Should he restart all over again or just give up? If not for Emily, one of the bartenders who reached out to Bar Rescue for some help, Big Mike's would have closed down. Here's what Emily had to say about why saving the bar meant so much to her.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. You know that.
I thought, why not? Here we are. We need help. Mike is a huge fan. He would come in daily with his Taffer tips. Put in an application. I posted some pictures on Facebook and here we are.
He travels to Mike's temporary family home to pay him a visit and learns more about the flood and how it devastated their business. Take a look at what O'Neill had to say.
August 12th. How high did the water come?
Just the rainwater flooded us to 13 inches, but once all the backwash, it rose to 4.5 feet inside our house and basically destroyed everything. We came back on Saturday to try to salvage a few things.
We had a car in the driveway that we couldn't get out that was entirely covered.
It was our daughters. We were going to give it to them. They were supposed to get their driver's license the next week.
Taffer had already gone around town and found out that O'Neill had a stellar reputation in the neighborhood. The famous rescuer wanted to do something to help him since he was impressed with his years of service. Listen to what he said.
Life is knowing when to give and when to take. This is the time for you to take. Because it would take you months to reopen your bar, right?
Yes. Yes, but
I'm gonna do it in days. And it starts with getting the financial pressures off you, getting the bar together so we can get the house done quickly. And I want you to stand in front of this town and say, I got open and so can you.
Chef Aaron McCargo and seasoned mixologist Rob Floyd were called in to train the staff. Instead of a stress test, an efficiency and production test were held off-site. Curious to know how it all turned out? Take a look at one of Bar Rescue's finest renovations ever.
For the main dining area, I put in a brand new floor, 13 tabletops, and 6 TVs. We have 2 solid workstations, 2 future POS systems, brand new beer taps. We had USB ports installed from Bar Juice, 4 tabletops along the wall, and 8 brand new TVs. For the first time in Bar Rescue history, we've partnered with Crown Royal to give them their very own room. It's surrounded by 11 new TVs, it features a new Big Mike sign, and it's filled with 12 new tabletops and 3 new pool tables.
O'Neill had no words to express his feelings. This is the only thing that he managed to say.
You deserve it, Big Mike. This is unbelievable.
this has been a week of emotions for me to come around that corner and to see the Crown Bar and again the wood and the pool tables and the Big Mike's. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I cannot believe that that is our bar.
If that wasn't heartwarming enough, take a look at this.
Hi, Mike and Jocelyn and everyone down at the Big Mike Sports Bar. My name is Sean Tuberty. This is my brother D. We're from the Bungalow Bar in Rockaway Beach, New York. You know, we've been in your shoes before, and we want you to know that there are better days ahead, and this too shall pass. When John called us and told us about this rescue, we were excited at the opportunity to help out where we could. So please accept this $10,000 donation from the Bungalow Bar family to you guys. It's gonna get better, one day at a time.
After the relaunch, sales figures surpassed pre-flood levels by more than 50%, and as of 2022, Big Mike's is still open. Such great news! And now it's time for our last entry for today, which is possibly one of the most heartwarming rescues ever. We're talking about El Krajo Bar. As part of a special episode to aid the island's recovery following a catastrophe, El Krajo Beach Bar in Puerto Rico was featured in the 6th season of the show. This episode is deemed to be the biggest rescue of the entire series. In 2017, Hurricane Maria, a Category 5 hurricane, struck Puerto Rico and severely damaged several establishments. This time, it was Bar Rescue who approached the owners, and as a special undertaking, Taffer, along with businessmen Mark Cuban, Bernie Williams, and chef Jose Enrique, headed towards Puerto Rico. They not only helped rebuild the El Krajo Beach Bar, but also pulled in resources to renovate the affected community center in Louisa. Here's what Taffer had to say about the rescue mission.
I haven't won the war, but this is a big victory. Home Depot got us the supplies we need. We have almost enough of everything now to finish the job. We're about 20 hours behind, but we're getting it unloaded. The guys can go back to work. So this is a big victory. One victory down, about 8 or 9 to go.
After 5 weeks of hard work, in April of 2018, El Krajo Beach Bar reopened. Take a look at the grateful community's reaction.
This is a community center. Kids play here. The community meets here. It's an important part of Louisa. We wanted to make certain that Louisa had pride again and a place where people could come and put these hurricanes behind us.
Wait till you see the interior of the renovated bar.
New fence, fixed the playground for the kids and the families. We created a whole new inside with seating. We also fixed the basketball court.
This is amazing.
The owners were left in tears.
I see El Carajo and I almost passed out. We never knew that we were gonna come out of this. And now look at it.
If it weren't for Taffer's assistance, they would have to leave Puerto Rico because they were out of money. Take a look at their reaction upon seeing their new furnished bar.
I have no words really to explain what I feel right now. Tomorrow, Maria and all these hurricanes, nightmare has been gone forever.
Dreams can come true.
Heartwarming indeed. As of today, El Krajo Beach Bar is still operating and taking orders. In the end, all Taffer had to say was, of all the rescues I've done, this was a special one for me. With that, we've sadly come to the end of the video. Do you remember any other rescues that moved you? Let us know down below. Thanks for watching, guys!